So, you're an IT admin, right? And you've probably looked at Windows Autopatch and thought, wait a minute, isn't this just a fancier version of the Intune Update Rings I've already spent all this time setting up? It's a super common question, so let's clear it up.
Here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with that core question everyone's asking. Then we'll get to that aha moment that really separates Autopatch from Intune. We'll dive into the big advantages, show you how to get it all set up, and even peek into the future with something pretty cool called hot patching.
All right, let's get right to the heart of it. Why is this so confusing in the first place? Look, if you're already managing updates with Intune and you're doing a good job, Autopatch can feel, well, a bit redundant. It almost feels like you're being asked to trade in the control you have for some kind of black box, and you're not totally sure what you're getting back. I mean, this is the question we see absolutely everywhere in IT forums. You've done the work, right? You've configured your rings, your schedules, you've got a system that works. So why would you bring in this new service that kind of looks like it does the exact same thing, but maybe with less visibility? And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote from a user on Reddit, it just nails the feeling perfectly. They're saying it looks like there's even less control. I just genuinely don't see the business case. And that's the thing. It's not about knocking the tech. It's a real, honest struggle to see the value. Your peers are asking this exact question right now. Okay, so to really get the answer here, we need to completely reframe how we're looking at this. We are not comparing two similar tools. This is a totally different approach to patch management. And boom, here it is, the aha moment. This comes straight from a Microsoft employee on Reddit, and it cuts right through the noise. It's an apples to oranges comparison. The huge difference? Autopatch is a managed service. It's not another tool for you to manage. It's a service that Microsoft's engineers are managing for you, using all their global data and expertise. This apples to oranges thing really is the best way to think about it. With your regular Intune update rings, you're the pilot. You are in the cockpit, flipping the switches, managing every little detail. With Autopatch, you're more like the air traffic controller. You set the destination, you give the high-level commands, but you let Microsoft handle the nitty-gritty of actually flying the plane. So to put it simply, Windows Autopatch is a cloud service that takes care of the updates for Windows, Microsoft 365 apps, Edge, and even Teams. The entire point is to automate that routine monthly patching and free up your IT team from that grind. Okay, so what do you actually get by letting Microsoft take the wheel on patching? Let's talk about the real-world advantages, the smart automation, and maybe more importantly, the safety nets that are built right in. The benefits here are pretty clear. First off, you're closing security gaps way faster, which always makes the security folks happy. But for you, it's about getting your time back to work on bigger, more strategic projects. Plus, those progressive rollouts, based on tons of Microsoft data, mean fewer disruptions for your end users. It really is a win-win. Okay, but here's the big question, the one that keeps every IT admin up at night. What happens when an update goes wrong? We've all been there. Well, this is where Autopatch really shines, with some seriously powerful built-in safety features. First up is something called Halt. Think of it as an automatic emergency brake. If Autopatch sees any sign of trouble in an early deployment ring, like performance tanking or apps crashing, it automatically slams on the brakes and stops the rollout right there. This prevents a bad update from ever reaching the rest of your company. And what if a sneaky bad patch gets through to a ring anyway? That's where rollback kicks in. The service can actually undo the update automatically, reverting those devices back to how they were before. Seriously, this is a game changer. Think of all the headaches of manual uninstalls you get to avoid. All right, so the concept is clear, the benefits sound pretty good, but how hard is it to actually get started? Let's do a quick walkthrough of getting your tenant ready for Windows Autopatch. First things first, the boring but necessary stuff, prereqs. On the licensing side, you'll need Windows Enterprise E3 or E5. And good news, as of April 2025, Business Premium and A3 Plus licenses are in the mix too. Technically, your devices just need to be managed by Intune or co-managed with your users in Azure AD. Okay, once you've got the licenses sorted, your first real step is to run the Readiness Assessment tool. You'll find it right in the Intune Admin Center under Tenant Administration. This tool basically scans your whole setup to make sure all the lights are green before you even think about enrolling. And this is what you'll see. It's a really simple color-coded dashboard. Green for ready means you're good to go. Yellow for advisory means there are some things you should probably look at. And red for not ready, well, that means there are blockers you absolutely have to fix before you can move forward. Now, the best part is, it doesn't just flag problems, it tells you exactly how to fix them. So if you've got an issue, like an unlicensed admin or something, the tool gives you clear step-by-step instructions to get it sorted out. It's super helpful. Once you get all green checks, you're basically at the finish line. You just click and roll to light up the service for your whole tenant. After that, you just need to add your devices to a specific Azure AD group, and that's it. Autopatch takes over from there. Okay, quick but very important heads up. There is a big change coming in March 2025 that you really need to know about. Autopatch is going to stop deploying its own data collection policy. This means you will have to create and deploy your own to make sure your reporting continues to work. Don't sleep on this one because if you don't do it, your reports will just stop. Finally, let's look ahead a bit at something that's really going to change the game: hot patching. This is all about tackling one of the biggest headaches for users and IT admins everywhere: the reboot. So what is hot patching? In short, it lets you apply monthly security updates without a reboot. Yeah, you heard that right. It works by patching the running code of processes directly in memory, so you don't have to restart them. This means way less downtime and a much, much happier user base. And this number says it all. With hot patching, you go from 12 required reboots a year for security updates down to just 4. The only reboots you'll need are for those bigger quarterly baseline updates. I mean, that is a massive win for productivity and a huge reduction in user complaints. So let's circle all the way back to where we started. When you look at the whole package, the managed service model, those intelligent safety nets, and the future with innovations like hot patching, the conversation really changes. It's not about losing control anymore. It's about gaining back strategic time for your team. That's the real business case for Windows Autopatch, freeing up your people to focus on the work that truly moves the needle.